Hi and welcome to this video where you will find out how you can decide the complexity of your Notion systems based on 5 questions that we'll explore using Pitch. I created the presentation in Pitch, and there is a relatively new feature in Notion where you can embed your Pitch presentations just by pasting the link, and then you can preview your pitch deck directly in a Notion page. So let's expand this and go through these 5 essential questions to decide the complexity of your Notion system. I've been a certified Notion consultant for more than 1 year now, and I've seen many use cases of Notion. And these 5 questions gather the essential concepts that I use to understand how complex versus how easy the systems that I build for my clients need to be. Because there are some essential criteria that we need to consider when building a system in Notion. And that's especially due to the incredible versatility of Notion as a software, where you can craft your own systems, of course, within the limitations of the software, but the possibilities are manifold. And so how can you decide? These questions hopefully will help you understand that better. And the first question is about what are you trying to achieve and why so? So first of all, you need to take a step back and actually understand why do you want to use Notion to build a system, especially if you are an organization and you're building a system for your team, or if you're an individual and you're building an organizational system for yourself, a task management system, for example. What are you trying to achieve with it? And why are you building it? This question allows you to step back and understand if you actually need to use Notion and to integrate Notion within your software toolkit, or whether you are just trying to jump into the latest shiny tool. Essential question number 2 is about optimization. What do you intend to optimize for? Is it data structure or is it ease of use? Of course, you can have a sort of compromise between the two, but it's quite tough. Usually, this is rather a binary decision. If you optimize for data structure, that might mean, in a project management system, for example, to have master databases that are related with each other. If you're optimizing for ease of use, that might mean just having pages and sub-pages. And this question implies many things. For example, there is an implication that if you optimize for ease of use, that might mean that you don't want to invest much time in learning Notion. And that's the next question that we're going to see. But if you want to optimize for data structure, because data structure optimization requires relational databases and templates, it doesn't look very straightforward and it might feel overwhelming, especially in the beginning stage. But what are you trying to optimize? And this goes back to the first question. Why are you doing this? Why do you intend to use Notion to build your systems in the first place? Question number 3 is, are you willing to invest time to learn Notion? And especially if you optimize for data structure, the system might become quite complex with relational databases. And if you're new to this world of software and Notion as a tool, it might take time, especially in the beginning, to understand how to use everything properly. And so you need to get in the correct state of mind if you want to commit to using Notion as just a tool to support a broader system that you have as part of your organization or your personal life. Then you will need to ask yourself this question. If you are a beginner, how much time are you willing to invest? And what's the state of mind you're willing to get into to learn to use Notion? Because learning a new tool requires some level of vulnerability. It requires a beginner's mind, and it requires dropping your expectations of instantly learning and going through that deep phase, as Seth Godin would say, where you feel like you're not making progress at all and you don't know how to use Notion. So ask yourself this question and then move on to the next one, which is question number 4. Will you use your systems by yourself or collaborate with a team? And this question is also related to question number 2 about the data structure. If you use it by yourself, then you might know yourself quite well and you can decide better what to optimize for. How easy do you want the system to be versus how scalable over time do you want it to be? And how much time you're willing to invest in learning to use your system and in maintaining it. Because one thing is building it, and a completely different job is to maintain the system over time with a proper data structure and without breaking things, which is quite easy. If you're using it with a team, with your organization, with your internal team or business, that implies different things in your building process, because how tech savvy your team members are and how willing to learn are they, those questions will make you decide better. Also question number 2 about the data structure. And finally, question number 5, are you also using other software besides Notion? And how does that fit into your overall system? Building a system in Notion is, or maybe, just one part of your overall organizational system, especially if you're a business. So this question is also about stepping back and looking at your overall infrastructure or data infrastructure, and then deciding how Notion fits into that and whether you need to integrate Notion with other tools through the API or whether Notion is your tool of reference, your all-in-one workspace, as the mission of the company goes, to centralize all your processes and team collaboration. And that is the last question of this inquiry journey. Each question doesn't have a straightforward answer, but rather it's a convoluted box where you can reflect on actually why are you doing what you're doing and what's your intention behind it, and how does everything fit into your personal or business life, so that you can make the best decision to optimize your Notion systems. Thank you for watching. Any questions are welcome, and see you soon.